Lady Charmaine, and my guest today is a former professional baseball player turned actor. He played David Justice in the movie Moneyball, and now you can catch him playing David Polk opposite Gabrielle Union in BET's Being Mary Jane. Help me welcome Mr. Stephen Bishop. Welcome, Stephen.
Thank you. It's starting to seem like I put David's in my contract after hearing that intro.
I know that's
I think
right.
all I'm going to do is play David's from now on.
And thank God you did David some justice. No pun intended. Both very handsome. Well,
That's funny.
Now, I was really surprised to even find out that you were first a professional baseball player. So I wanted to find out, how did a jock like you go from playing baseball to playing two women on Being Mary Jane? No pun intended, but really.
I actually studied drama in college. And so when I was finished with that class, my professor told me that he was impressed with my work and thought that I might consider doing this for a living. And me being, a baseball player, headed for a full ride scholarship and that kind of thing, I told him, this isn't something that I'm going to need. And he said, well, you might want to just keep it in your back pocket. So, after baseball was over, it was something that I knew I wanted to do either during baseball or after. And so since I had an opportunity for baseball to end fairly quickly, not what you're really looking for, but in this case, I guess it worked out. But it happened sooner than I thought, and thankfully it did.
Now, did you just decide to go on auditions when baseball ended? Did you just go and get an agent? Did you take another acting class? What was that transition for you?
Well, I just packed up all my stuff and moved to Los Angeles. And just, a friend of mine took me into a commercial agency the first day I was out here, and they signed me on the spot and just started hitting the bricks on auditions for commercials. And then from there, it just evolved into, being able to... Actually, Drew Johnson and Corinna Harney cast me in my first movie, which actually helped me get to a place where I was able to get theatrical auditions because I was able to show that I was adept at what I needed to be able to do. So it was a slow transition, but it was a transition that so many millions of people have made. So I'm one of the numbers.
Okay. So did you not think you were going to get cast with those dashingly good looks when you walked in? What did you think?
That's very kind of you. I appreciate it. I didn't know. It was my first time, even trying anything like that. And it was my first time in Los Angeles. As far as in that capacity, I think I played some baseball here, but it was a daunting proposition from what I understood. And so I was hopeful that they would sign me right there, but to think that that's going to happen, you hear all these stories about it. It's the hardest thing to do in Los Angeles is get an agent. So it was, I was fortunate. I was very fortunate.
So now you are in your second season of Being Mary Jane. Tell us about your role, and also how did you even land the role for the show?
My role, I played David Polk. He's a computer software whiz who is Mary Jane's on-again, off-again boyfriend. They've been together for quite some time. Their families both think that they're meant to be and going to be married. And they're just having a little bit of trouble getting on the same page. And how I got the job, I had worked with Mara and Salim a couple of times on Girlfriends and The Game. So they knew my work and trusted me enough to just offer me the job. And as soon as I heard that they were the people involved, yes, I'll take it. I don't even really care what it is. I just love working with them.
Now, on the show, I'm going to be honest with you. The first season of the show, and me being an African-American woman, Mary Jane appears to look like she's a thirsty sister. Now, was she supposed to? I know she's a professional, but it comes across that way. And the reason why I say that, because I'm sure you heard this, when you have a woman who's beautiful, she has a great job, but in return, she's putting semen in the freezer. She's using adult toys at work. She's dating married men. Was this supposed to be how she was supposed to come across in the first season?
I don't know. I don't know that I would classify her behavior as thirsty. Thirsty is a whole different can of worms, in my opinion, when you're out there trying to get attention and flaunt yourself on Instagrams and Twitters and things like that, and do whatever it takes just to get somebody to give you some validation. I think that's thirsty. But what she's doing, I mean, there's a lot of people out there who do these things. They try to trap people in relationships one way or another, which isn't a good thing. The self-satisfaction is a natural thing that most adult people do, maybe not at work, but
right.
A professional woman like her who has very little time on her hands other than at work and has a private office and the wherewithal and the power to be able to do it, I guess she decides that she can. And I don't think that. I think she comes across very well. I think she comes across very real, and even though she has her flaws, like they say on these commercials, we're all flawed, beautiful people. She's still a huge success in the big picture of what life is.
Okay, well, thank you so much for explaining that. And before we go, I just want to do, it's called David's Favorite Things before we go, so people can kind of get a chance to get to know you. So, because I know that you and Mary Jane may get together this season, so what would be your favorite vacation spot?
My favorite vacation spot would be San Jose Cabo in Mexico. I happen to know that personally that it's a very beautiful place with a very
wonderful. So hopefully you and Mary Jane get together this season. And I want to remind the audience, make sure you tune in Wednesday, February 4th to Being Mary Jane and my friend Stephen Bishop playing David Polk. We're going to see what's going to happen. We know it's going to be juicy. So thank you so much for coming on the show.
Thank you. I'll be watching with you guys. I'll be tweeting and on the edge of my seat with everybody else. So I hope everybody enjoys the season, and we look forward to bringing it to you.
Thank you. Thank you again. Have a blessed day.
Thank you. You too. I appreciate you having me.
Bye-bye. Lady Charmaine.